Okay. For number 20, we will be using a very new concept actually. That the square root of x squared, square root of squared is actually equal to absolute value of x. Not just x, but it's actually absolute value of x. What do you mean by that? Okay, let's have an example, ha? Example, we have if x is equal to 1, diba? So 1 squared, then equals square root of 1 squared is 1, square root of 1, which is equal to 1. So in this case, this is also absolute value of 1 is also equal to 1. Diba? Now, what if square root of negative 1 squared? What is the square root of negative 1 squared? And the common mistake here is to say, well, negative 1? Is it negative 1? Is it negative 1? Let's check. So, una, i-simplify nato sa sulod sa radical. So, negative 1 squared is 1, right? Negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. So, square root of 1 is 1. So, it's not negative 1, but actually 1. Square root of negative 1 squared is actually 1, not negative 1. So, that's why the square root of x squared is the absolute value of x, not x. So, what's the general rule? The general rule is this. Rule. Okay. General rule is that if x is positive, if x is greater than 0 or equal to 0, the square root of x squared is x lang. But if x is negative, if x is less than 0, then square root of x squared is not x, but actually negative x. So, ito yung parang bagong concept dito. Hindi automatically na pag mag-square ka, kunin mo ng square root ng square, x agad. Pwedeng negative x. So, ito yung bagong rule dito na gagamitin. Ayan. So, now we are ready to answer number 20. Okay, so we are now ready to answer number 20. So, ang given na condition is, ang x daw is between 4 and 7. So, ang values ni x is nandito sa gitna. Somewhere here. So, yan mga values ni x. So, si x nandyan. Now, first na gagawin dito is let's factor muna itong mga nasa loob ng square root. At paano? Tingnan, diba? Ang unang titingnan is yung last term. Notice na yung last term, yung 49, perfect square. So, 49 ay 7 times 7, right? Pero, yung middle term niya, look at its middle term, negative 14. So, ibig sabihin, negative yung both factors niya. Negative minus negative. Yeah, both of them are negative. So, negative 7 times negative 7, positive 49. So, check. Negative 7 minus 7, negative 14. So, let's check. So, dalawang conditions ay nasatisfy. So, meaning, anong tawag dito? Yung factored form niya is x minus 7, x minus 7. Okay? And we can do the same similar sa kabila. Yung 16 is, anong tawag dito? Perfect square, pero negative yung middle term. So, instead of 4 times 4, ang gagamitin natin is negative 4, and negative 4. So, let's do that. Okay, so yan na magiging form niya. And then next is, let's use the exponential form, diba? Exponential form meaning, since x minus 7 is multiplied by itself, then we can just put x minus 7 squared. So, gawin natin yan at gawin din natin sa kabila. Okay, so ganyan na magiging form niya. Next, diba? Tingnan natin kung positive or negative yung nasa loob ng parenthesis. Una tayo dito sa second kasi mas madali. Yung x minus 4 ba, positive or negative? So, paano malalaman? Kuha tayo ng isang representative na, isang number na between 4 at 7. So, you can use 5. Yung 5 ba, pag i-replace ko ba ng 5 tong x dito, 5 minus 4, is it positive? Yes. Positive, tama. So, copy lang. So, square root of x minus 4 squared, magiging x minus 4. Kasi, bakit? Positive si x minus 4. If x equals 5. So, okay? That's very obvious. Next, itong hindi masyadong obvious. Pag x equals 5, anong mangyayari sa 5 minus 7? Magiging negative 2. Magiging negative 2. So, ibig sabihin yung x minus 7 pala is negative. Hindi siya positive. Ito yung sinabi ko before is pag square root of x squared is, if x is negative, then square root of x squared is negative x. So, ilalagay natin dito hindi x minus 7 lang, but hindi lang x minus 7, but merong negative sa labas ng parenthesis. Yan. So, yan ang hindi masyadong obvious dito. Na pag negative yung nasa loob ng parenthesis, in this case, negative 2 ang nangyari, diba? Pag test point natin na ginamit 5, naging negative siya, yung square root niya is hindi lang x minus 7, but negative times x minus 7. Merong negative sa labas. Then, simplify that. First, we distribute the negative, diba? So, negative x, then next is negative 7 is positive 7. And then, dito sa kabila, copy lang kasi positive x minus 4. So, next is simplify. Lahat ng mga x, i-add mo. So, meron kang negative x, meron kang positive x, so that's 0. So, ang matitira na lang is 7 minus 4, which is 3. So, ang final answer is 3.